What up, Cards and Cannabis, Season 3, Episode 4. Let's get it in. Want to give shout outs to our sponsor, Excess Energy. All the energy, none of the sugar. Check them out. You can get their products available on our sponsor's website, avagrace1.com. Check that out. Get all of your supplements delivered right to your front door. Got to give special shout outs to Quail Pond Farms and JHR Enterprise for hooking us up too with all the bud. Support your local dispensaries. Do it right. We are growing. And I can't wait. Tomorrow's episode is going to be iconic. Just coming into the 420. We're going to be reviewing today Miami Heat. What a great strand this is. Sativa. It's got a CBG rating of 3, very high. It's got a THC of 21%, I believe. It's somewhere in the low 20s, but it is a great bud. It's got great color. It's gassy, and it tastes great out of the bong. It tastes great out of the raws. Been loving the raw cones. I've been distancing myself from smoking the games and the blunts. Last episode, we were talking about Diaz and health. The reason I haven't posted recently, I got to give shout outs to my late cousin, Heather. She went home last week, and she got hit with the diagnosis of stage 4 brain cancer 3 weeks ago. They originally gave her 6 to 8 months, and it just accelerated into basically 2 weeks. And thank God she didn't suffer a lot of pain. The last 2 days, though, I do believe they administered morphine. And needless to say, so we had to deal with that. It was a great service. Her son showed a lot of strength, a lot of character. Shout out to my man H. And one love to the fam. But yeah, that's what we were doing. So needless to say, when you hear about that CBG score, understanding that it correlates directly medicinally to a lot of different factors that people are using cannabis as medicine. So when you see those scores high like that, it's a bud that I personally am always all ears to giving it, a try and whatnot. So Miami Heat, definitely promoting that. You could check that out on Leafly. You could go to your local dispensaries, check out inventories, and can't wait. Quail Pond Farms here. They making moves. They making big moves. Bringing the big Mike McCoy in. If you haven't gone and on Instagram and checked out the real McCoy Farms, Mike McCoy, see what they're doing all across the United States. He's got grows in 5 states, and we're talking mega grows. These aren't rinky-dink. These are 160 to 200,000 square feet of canopy space. These are 25,000 pounds of cannabis being produced annually. These are massive grows. This guy's a Jedi Knight, swinging swords like Shinobi, you know what I mean? So shout out to Mike McCoy, Kyle Jabara, and all the gang from the West Coast that have come over here to the East Coast to kind of give the blessings of the knowledge on the industry, since they've been accelerated decades before us. But hey, listen, better later than never, and it's coming around. I know a lot of the FOMO that's taking place right now across the country. Cannabis kind of been shuffled to the bottom of the list, at least in our state. Taxation of the commodity itself has increased. We're going to do. So we just got to make sure we're telling everybody do it right, because we want to keep this legality, this legislation moving. Do it right. That's all I got to say. Do it right. Don't abuse these privileges as they're getting rolled out. We went through, we covered on the previous episode Peter Tosh back in the day when he was talking about legalize it, don't demonize it. And, that connotation, it's still in people's minds. They associate cannabis with drugs, and I have to say it couldn't be further from that truth, being a non-truth. it's our job. It's our responsibility. You know, that's part of the reason why I started this podcast. You know, just so people can understand that there's that it's not necessarily when you talk about drugs and you talk about addiction and you talk about destroying families and lives. Cannabis is not in that category. Shouldn't be in that conversation, but it was. Okay, it's just what it is. It was. So, needless to say, like I said, do it right. Support your local dispensary. Support the industry. And man, 420 is going to be amazing. Thought about going up to New York. Arm's getting better here. Robot arm. Shout out to the doc. Gave me a little Frankenstein right here. But needless to say, it's coming along. Back to arm curling. I got up to 25s. Knock on wood. We're going to keep it moving. Trying not to overdo it, but gotta get that strength back. And Ava Grace One has been a tremendous assistant, sponsoring the channel with products, giving her shout outs to her business and her website. USDA certified organic. We talked about that in the last episode with Diaz. NSF sports certified for you athletes. No banned substance coming out of this manufacturer. Just great products. Go review them. Go check out the JHR Enterprise website. You can tie in with the XS crew. You can see some of their posts over there. Follow them. Amazing products, man. Amazing products. Price points highly competitive. It's just amazing what some companies still choose to do. They manufacture here in the United States, not affected by tariffs. That's what I'm talking about. And man, it's on. Playoffs are on. NBA playoffs. Play-in is on. We already saw Jimmy Buckets, playoff Jimmy. They called him Play-in Jimmy. Dropped 38 on the Grizzlies. Knocked my man John Morant out. And, man, the Grizzlies got to go home and do some soul searching because they're, like, literally on the cusp. They're right there. Jaren Jackson Jr., Des Bane, Big Edie. You know, they don't have their coach for whatever reason, whatever went down. I mean, to be honest, I ain't even going to lie. It looked a lot like the NBA is kind of trying to make adjustments and moves to put LeBron in a position to win another championship. And they were talking about duos coming down. But the one I think, man, the one duo that I believe is due, I got to give it up to James Harden. This right here is James Harden and Jeff Teague. These were the rookie duels from Panini 2009. There is one of these out there that has James and Steph on the same card. I've been searching for that one. You're not going to see too many of them. This is one of the highest grades. This is a Gem Mint 10. Right here. Beautiful card, numbered 32 of 99. But right now, James Harden is balling. And you want to talk about breaking tradition, breaking curse. James Harden, the reason I purchased this card is when he came over to Philly, I thought it was it. When James Harden went to New York with KD and Kyrie, I thought it was it. I thought the man was going to get his first chip. And for some odd reason, it just hasn't happened for James Harden. But you can see James right here. This is almost pre-beard. I mean, he's got a beard, but that's not the beard. It's just funny. We were looking at the Michael Jordan 85 promo, and a lot of people that I've been showing that card off to, they don't believe it's Mike because he's got hair. He's got a full head of hair. Nobody's seen Mike with hair. You know, and it's just like, that's James back in the day, shaped up coming out of college. James Harden right now is playing phenomenal ball. And if James Harden wants to break the traditional curse, the one thing James Harden has been known not to do, like we're saying playoff Jimmy, it's like James Harden is, you know, on the Airbus taken out of town when it comes to the playoffs. Never did anything in New York, couldn't transpire even in the peak James Harden down in Houston. Couldn't get anything past second round, I believe. And I don't know, man. The Clippers, it may be their time. It may be the time that you see the Clippers. But who knows? who knows? NBA playoffs right now, like I said, all these trades, the Luka trade, it's like, I don't know, man. People are trying to point it back on all these GMs and stuff. Listen, the league, I think, orchestrated that move. That's just me personally. I think the league, because it's like, why has there been so many GOAT conversations? Why are we even talking about that? There's no comparison. You can't compare Wayne Gretzky and Ovechkin just because Ovechkin broke his record. You can't compare the two. I mean, it's not even the same. It's just like, it's not right to try to compare Michael Jordan even back in the day when they were trying to compare him up to Wilt. It's like, it's not the same. It's just not the same. And we can debate what happened in 94 and 95 with Mike. Nobody's ever going to know the answer to that story. I don't think that's one that'll ever come out. Because why did Mike leave the NBA when it was heir apparent that the Chicago Bulls were unstoppable? Then, was it the gambling? Was it he did need some time? Did he really believe with just 3 that he had dominated the game? I don't know. I don't think you'll ever know. Mike is one thing that makes Mike great is he knows how to keep it shut. You know, we were showing this one off for the other day. That famous, iconic flight image. I don't think you're ever going to know. We're ever going to know the real details. Like some other things that, you know, politicians, you're just never going to know. It's one of those things. Will we know if James is ready to win his first chip? Yes, we will know. That's why I'm like half tempted. I got this one, like I said, when he came to Philly, because I really thought, and I loaded up on Joel Embiid too. And there's going to be a big transition in the NBA here over the next couple months post playoffs. I don't know. We're going to see. My big thing for the NBA is I'm really wanting to see Victor Wembanyama come back. I want to see this guy evolve. He would have been Defensive Player of the Year, but he didn't meet the criteria for games played, which is unfortunate. But I just like his thought process, his mindset, you know, moving forward. But we got baseball season starting now. We got some tickets. We're going to go see the Phillies play the Atlanta Braves over in Philadelphia coming up on next month. You know, stuff to look forward to, getting out and about. Probably going to be only a couple more days of hoodie season. It's weather starting to break, you know. We got holiday weekend coming up here, 420 coming up here. We got a lot of stuff going on. So just wanted to get in touch with y'all. Miami Heat, Jimmy Buckets, James Harden, playoff basketball. You got LeBron and Luka pairing up, man. It's going to be the battle of the pairs. You know, who's balling the best. And it's going to be exciting. So we'll catch you all in the next episode. Peace.